Have you ever wondered what it would be like to take a ghost tour at some of the most haunted places in Australia? Today we will give you a list of some most notorious locations to book your very own haunted experience when on your holiday down under. In the vast tapestry of our world, there exists a thread that weaves through the fabric of reality, a realm unseen, a dimension unbeknownst to many. This is the realm of the supernatural, a world that coexists with ours, yet remains shrouded in mystery. It is an enigma that has intrigued us for centuries, its existence affirmed and denied in equal measure. Yet, it is this very ambiguity that makes it so fascinating. Haunted locations are the physical manifestations of this unseen dimension, places where the veil between the natural and the supernatural is believed to be thin. These are the spots where the echoes of the past refuse to fade, where whispers of bygone eras persist in the air, and where ghostly inhabitants continue after life. In Australia, a land of ancient cultures and diverse landscapes, every corner has its tales of haunted places. These stories, passed down through generations, are integral parts of our cultural fabric. They offer a glimpse into our shared history, our collective fears, and our endless fascination with the unknown. Ghost hunting, a pursuit that has gained considerable popularity in recent years, is the modern-day manifestation of this age-old curiosity. It's more than just seeking the thrill of an eerie encounter. It's about piecing together the fragments of forgotten stories, about understanding the lives that once unfolded in these haunted locales. It's an adventure that appeals to the brave, the curious, and the seeker. So, if you've ever felt your legs turn to jelly, if you've ever sensed an unseen watchful eye, or if you're simply fascinated by the unknown, then you're in the right place. Our first destination takes us to a town called Junee in the heart of New South Wales, introducing a house shrouded in mystery and tragedy, reputed to be the most haunted house in Australia, the Monte Cristo Homestead. This old Victorian, with its grand architecture, stands as a symbol of Australia's colonial past. Yet beneath the grandeur of its facade lies darker tales. The Monte Cristo Homestead has been a residence, a busy social hub, due to the construction of the nearby railway and perhaps most notably, a hotspot for paranormal activity. The echoes of its past inhabitants still resonate within these walls, and some say, so do their spirits. From the ghost of the original mistress of the house, who's said to roam the property in search of her beloved husband, to the figure of a maid seen scrubbing her blood from the front steps after falling from the balcony. A young boy who met his tragic end in the stables from a fire that burnt him while he slept after taken ill. Their tales are as eerie as the spirits said to haunt this grand mansion. Keep your ears peeled for the noises of chains as you may hear the young man who was shackled to a wall for over 30 years until the death of his mother one night in the servants' quarters. It is said that more than 10 spirits walk the residents of the Monte Cristo Homestead. From the quiet town of Junee, we travel west to the vibrant city of Fremantle, Western Australia, to a place that has been a hub of creativity and also a source of chilling tales, the Fremantle Arts Centre. This Gothic building, originally built as a lunatic asylum, has been a place of inspiration with an uneasy twist. Visitors and staff alike have reported strange occurrences, from unexplained noises and cold spots to sightings of apparitions. The most frequently cited spirit is that of a woman dressed in white, believed to be a former patient of the asylum. Let us now journey to the southernmost point of Australia, to a place steeped in history and horror, Port Arthur, Tasmania. This former convict settlement, with its crumbling ruins and haunting landscape, is a stark reminder of Australia's brutal past. Many a prisoner met with foul play while being worked to the bone in chain gangs. Countless spirits still wander the grounds of the prison site, and hundreds of photos have been taken of these souls. The activity in Port Arthur is fitting of its own video. The stories are so numerous, but for today, here are the most common ghostly residents. Our first is a rather angry bishop living in the parsonage. He made haste of some workers renovating the building one night by holding a man down with invisible hands around his throat, choking until almost passing out. Wailings of torture has been heard from the guard tower, A prisoner was tormented as he awaited his transportation to Hobart Town to be hung at the gallows after he had murdered another inmate while building a church. His inmate, incidentally, is said to now haunt the church. The commandant's house is active day and night. The commandant himself, along with his family and nanny, are all seen often, and the house is an excellent location for paranormal investigations as the activity is high. The spirits of the convicts who toiled and died here linger on, their tales of hardship and suffering echoing in the silence. Next, we venture to the historic town of Beechworth, to a place that once housed the mentally ill, Beechworth Asylum, in Victoria. Closing its doors for the last time in 1995, this imposing structure with its eerie hallways and decaying rooms is said to now be one of the most macabre places you can tour in Australia. Built in 1867 and housing up to 1,200 patients at capacity, it's only fitting that the dark history of pain and misery has most certainly soaked into the walls of this establishment and created an environment for residual energy, allowing the asylum to remain alive with activity. Apparitions, footsteps, and slamming doors are just some of the many regular occurrences experienced by guides and visitors. Sadly, most patients who walked the halls of Beechworth Asylum met their tragic end within its walls, and it was not until the 1980s that patients received their own headstones. The ghost, known as Matron Sharp, cared deeply for the residents during her time and is often seen watching over the patients in the rooms where electric shock therapy was conducted. She's seen trying to calm them while they were administered their treatment. The matron continues her eternal vigil, sacrificing her afterlife to care for the lost souls still wandering the hospital. Our next stop is in the city of Melbourne, to a place that has witnessed the darker side of justice, the old Melbourne Gaol. This former prison, where many convicts met their untimely end, is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who were executed here. The most famous ghost here is Ned Kelly, the infamous bushranger whose spirit is said to still roam the jail to this day. Let's take a moment to delve deeper into one place in particular, the chilling cell 17, a place that has been the epicenter of numerous terrifying encounters. Hidden in an unassuming corner within the jail's cold stone walls, cell 17 is often described as the most unnerving part of the prison. Visitors and staff alike have reported feeling either trapped or pushed out of the cell. Feelings of vertigo are common, and scratches have appeared on people without explanation. One might ask, who could be haunting this specific cell? The answer remains a mystery, but some speculate it could be the spirit of a former angry and very territorial inmate. The chilling encounters in cell 17 serve as warning to those brave enough to enter that sometimes, even after death, souls may still require their privacy and not act kindly to the living invading their space. Every stone, every hall, every corner at the old Melbourne Gaol has a story to tell, a story that continues to echo in the silence of its long-abandoned cells. Now let's venture onward to our next haunting destination. Although our list is focusing mainly on ghost tours and paranormal investigation sites, we will now take you to a DIY to St. John's Catholic Cemetery, Kapunda, in South Australia. The entire town of Kapunda is rich in haunted history, including sites such as the Kapunda Hotel. But on this video we are going to go on a side quest to look deeper into the haunting of St. John's Cemetery and the story of Ruby Olive Murray Bland. Right next to the cemetery is a vacant block of earth, remaining only a few scattered bricks, that once was a reformatory for wayward girls that was built in 1897. Run by Sister Helena, 10 girls were sent here to be instructed in religion and home duties. By 1909, the doors of the reformatory were closed due to the indecent treatment of the girls by a resident chaplain. The day before the reformatory closed, Ruby Bland, just 18 years old, passed away in hospital, officially reported, due to gallbladder complications. But a louder and more prevailing story is that Ruby had become pregnant to the chaplain, and they had given the young lady an illegal abortion to try and cover up the behavior of the chaplain and keep the reformatory in good reputation. Ruby has often been seen standing in St. John's Cemetery, her spirit still desperately calling for the truth of her demise to be told, while in South Australia, Why not take the side quest to visit Ruby and uncover the truth of her tale? As we explore the haunted graveyard at Kapunda, we are reminded that every story has a lingering echo, a voice which transcends the confines of time and space. Now to the quarantine station in Manly, a place that has been a gateway for both the living and the dead. Once a sanctuary of isolation for those with infectious diseases, its history is marked by more than just the physical afflictions that plagued its inhabitants. The station is believed to be haunted by the spirits of the patients who tragically succumbed to their illnesses here. Apparitions have been captured in numerous reports. This site has regular unexplained phenomena. Among these apparitions, the most famous is said to be a former patient. His spirit, it is believed, still roams the station, trapped in a haunting cycle of waiting for a release that never came. As we traverse the eerie corridors of the quarantine station, we are confronted with the chilling reality that not every spirit finds its way to rest. And last on our list, a little-known gem, the Hobart Convict Penitentiary and Chapel in Tasmania, a place that has witnessed the darkest tales of justice. Constructed in the early 19th century, this prison served as a place of punishment and reform through strict religious practice for convicted criminals shipped from jails in Britain. The chapel, with solitary confinement cells, some only high enough to lay in, and built underneath the church pews, where worshippers sat during church services, was a place of ungodly treatment, solace and despair for the convicts. It bore silent witness to countless prayers, whispered in desperation or hope, from men facing harsh and uncertain futures. Let's delve into the story of Mark Jeffrey, the grave digger sent from Port Arthur, whose spirit is said to haunt the tunnels and cells of the old prison. Mark Jeffrey was a convict sent from Britain in the late 19th century, after he was charged with burglary and assault. Tales of his ghostly presence are chilling. Many visitors claim to have felt a heavy presence, as if being watched. Some even pushed, and witnesses to large shadow figures, particularly in the cell where Jeffrey was locked in most of his time. Solomon Blay, the longest working executioner in Tasmania, is said to still stand on the gallows, with his hand on the lever. Solomon Blay, a convict-turned-executioner, held the deathly duty for over 3 decades from 1828 until his death in 1861. His life was marked by the harsh reality of the grim duty of his role as executioner. Forever disliked by the community, and the passing of his wife meant a lonely existence for Solomon. Visitors have reported feeling dizzy on the gallows platform, as if their neck had been snapped. The tale of Solomon Blay reminds us that even in death, some are bound to their past, forever echoing their earthly trials in the spectral realm. Well, that's it for our journey through Australia's most haunted locations. We've journeyed together through the chilling realms of the supernatural, stepping into the past where the echoes of history whisper their tales through the veil of time. We've walked the dark corridors of the Monte Cristo Homestead, felt the eerie chill of the Fremantle Arts Centre, and stood on the ghostly grounds of Port Arthur, from the unnerving halls of Beechworth Asylum to the sad tale of Ruby in St. John's Cemetery. We've explored the hauntings of the old Melbourne Gaol and the ghostly gateway of Quarantine Station in Manly. Our journey ended with the chilling tales of the Hobart Convict Penitentiary and Chapel, a place of despair, prayers, and unfortunate tales. Thank you for joining us on this paranormal journey. We hope you've enjoyed this tour as much as we've enjoyed bringing these stories to life. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating trips and unusual travel destinations. Stay tuned for our next videos, where we'll be venturing into the world of ancient mysteries. Discover places you can visit where legends tell of ancients from the stars and the enigmatic world of extraterrestrials and UFOs. And we will explore the world's hotspots if you are brave enough to try your hand at searching for cryptids. Remember, every place has a story, and every story is worth telling. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. After all, you never know where the next adventure will lead you.